out here, please. This is Mr. John Annandale on the pipes, and a familiar face to some of us, Jack Gilbert from Orofino. They joined us from the Border Highlanders, a pipe and drum organization in Moscow, Pullman area, and they were very, very gracious to come down here and share this special experience with us. They're going to be here during the evening, and they'll be doing a portion of the program a little bit later. And I really want you to have an opportunity to get to visit with them. John and his wife, Sandy, she's back over there, are from South Africa, Peoria, South Africa, and they are going to, John is going to school in Pullman. And so this is a very special opportunity to visit. And of course, it's always nice to have favorite sons return home to visit. So we'll hear more from them a little bit later. Thank you. I want to welcome all of you here this evening. It's wonderful to be back together. For some of you who may have been to the concert, the last one that we had, that's been 5 years, folks. 5 years ago. It didn't seem like it could be that long. And it's just wonderful to have you here. And I want to introduce now the mighty force behind my music, Mrs. Joanne Hutchinson. We have done a lot of music together, and we have played. Well, I sing pretty much the same place, but Joanne has the opportunity to play on a number of different pianos. And we have had some interesting experiences, not the least of which was when we went with the governor to Green Creek one year, and they assured us there was a piano there if we'd just come up and do our songs. And we got up there, and there was sort of a piano there. There were a few keys gone, and when Joanne would play, she had to pick them back up with her little finger to play them again. And so it was quite a challenge. And we always thought, my goodness, one of these days we're going to do a concert with that baby grand up there at the high school. And here we are, this fine piano. And I must say, to start out this evening, there's a question I've been wanting to ask all of you. just to hear again the ripple of the trout stream, the women in the meadows making hay, and to sit beside a turf fire in the cabin, and watch the barefoot cousins at their play. For the breezes blowing o'er the seas from Ireland are perfumed by the heather as they blow, and the women in the uplands digging practice speak a language that the strangers do not know. For the strangers came and tried to teach us their way. They scorned us just for being what we are. But they might as well go chasing after moonbeams, or light a penny candle from the star. And if there is going to be a life hereafter, and somehow I am sure there's going to be, I will ask my Lord to let me make my heaven in that dear land across the Irish Sea. Did you see that pretty little chiffon dress flip right around on that piano bench? Now, did you notice that? Joanne has just played for you the community piano. This is the piano that the Rotarians have purchased for the community to be used by nonprofit organizations and individuals for different functions. Of course, we're looking forward to using it at Old Fashioned Sunday in the Park. We've only had it a few short weeks, and this is not its maiden voyage, trust me. It's done a lot of performing already. Are there any Rotarians out there this evening? We'd like you to stand up, and we want to give you a big round of applause. Stand up if there's a Rotarian out there. The electric piano, and as many of you know, the baby grand was provided for the community and the school some years ago by the Kiwanans, and it's just, I tell you, it's a beautiful sight to see both of these up here together. Now, there are some wonderful features about this piano, not the least of which is it's lighter than a real piano. Believe it or not, Joanne and I, one evening after practicing, carried that piano all the way over here and down some steps and all the way back to the band room. Just Joanne and I. Now, granted, her end was just a little bit shorter than mine. It doesn't happen very often. But also, it can be plugged right into the speaker system so that you have all the sound that you could possibly want, and you can record off of it. There are the possibilities of recording music and doing other music with it as well. The piano has 5 voices, and we'll demonstrate those for you. The first one is piano 1, piano 2, and electric piano, harpsichord, isn't that nice? And vibes. All right, all of that on my piano. And it's recorded off of course it's electronic, and it's recorded off of a Yamaha, 8-foot Yamaha Grand, and this is a Yamaha Grand that we have here. It's called the Clavinova, and now Joanne is going to favor us with some selections that show it off a bit, so enjoy. The Irish are very family-oriented, as we all are, I think. And so this next section is about the family. And it's listed there. It is, The Whistling Gypsy Rover, which is about a father whose daughter ran off with a gypsy, and he went to find her. And Mother McCree, and Irish Lullaby. The gypsy rover came over the hill, down through the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Ah-day-do, ah-day-do, da-day, ah-day-do, ah-day-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. She left her father's castle gate, she left her own true lover, she left her servants and her estate to follow the gypsy rover. Her father saddled his fastest steed and roamed the valley all over. He sought his daughter at great speed, and the whistling gypsy rover. Ah-day-do, ah-day-do, da-day, ah-day-do, ah-day-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. He came at last to a castle fine, down by the river Clady, and there was music and there was wine for the gypsy and his lady. He's no gypsy, my father, said she, but lord of these lands all over, and I will stay till my dying day with my whistling gypsy rover. Ah-day-do, ah-day-do, da-day, ah-day-do, ah-day-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. There's a spot in my heart which no calling may own. There's a depth to my soul never sounded or known. There's a place in my memory, my heart that you fill. No other can take it, no one ever will. Sure, I love a dear silver that shines in your hair, and the brow that's all far wrong and wrinkled with care. and I hear her voice a-humming as she did in days of yore, when she used to rock me sound asleep outside the cabin door. Toora-loora-loora, toora-loora-loora, toora-loora-loora. Hush, now don't you cry. Toora-loora-loora, toora-loora-loora, toora-loora-loora. It's an Irish lullaby. The Irish love their friends too, just like I love all of you. I'm so pleased that you're here. And I have another very special friend that's here, and she's going to come out and share with you now. Miss Dolly Levi herself. Oh, that's Dolly. Oh, Levi. Miss Jerry Lemon.
Laura, it's a fine night for the Irish. I'm not sure just how Irish Sigmund Romberg was, but I hope you enjoy this version of Sweetheart. Love is so sweet in the springtime when Broadway so much that I wanted to be among the first to bring you something from the Phantom of the Opera. You know that Phantom fella? He's the guy that haunted the Opera Hall and cast a spell over Christine. And he got mad at everybody and threw a chandelier at him, and he died. Anyway, this song is a conversation between the lovers around Christine after they're reunited and have broken the spell of the Phantom. No more talk of darkness, forget these wide-eyed fears. I'm here, nothing can harm you, my words will warm and calm you. Let me be your freedom, let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you, beside you, to guard you and to guide you. I ask is every waking moment, fill my head with thoughts of summertime. Say you'll need me with you here beside you. Promise me that all you say is true. That's all I ask of you. Let me be your shelter. Let me be your light. I'm here, no one will find you. Your fears are far behind you. All I want is freedom, a world with no more night, and you always beside me, to guard me and to hide me. Then say you'll share with me one love, one lifetime. Let me lead you from your solitude. Say you'll need me with you here beside you. Anywhere you go, let me know too. Love me, that's all I ask of you. All I ask for is one love, one lifetime. Say the word and I will follow you. Share each day with me, each night, each morning. Say you'll need my love me, that's all I ask of you. Love me, that's all I ask of you. I'm supposed to say something about friends here. A while back, I asked this dear little friend of mine to help me with some things, and paybacks are heck. Sometimes, even the best of friends have have arguments or quarrels. And this
Once there lived side by side two little maids, used to dress just alike, hair down in braids, looking a pinafore, stockings of red, little sunbonnets tied round each pretty head. When school was over, secrets they tell, whispering arm in arm down by the well. One day a quarrel came, but tears were shed. I don't want to play in your yard, and the other one said, I don't want to play in your yard, I don't like you anymore. You'll be sorry when you see me sliding down our cellar door. You can holler down a ring, girl, you can climb our apple tree. Oh, I don't want to play in your yard if you won't be good to me. Next day, two little maids each other miss. Quarrels are soon made up, sealed with a kiss. Then hand in hand again, happy they go. Friends all through life to be, they love each other so. School days soon pass away, sorrow and bliss, but love remembers yet quarrel and kiss. In sweet dreams of childhood, we hear the cry, I don't want to play in your yard, and the old reply, I don't want to play in your yard, I don't like you anymore. You'll be sorry when you see me sliding down our cellar door. You can holler down a rain barrel, you can climb our apple tree. Oh, I don't want to play in your yard if you won't be good to me. I have serious stuff to say, so I'll have to take my apron off. You might hear strains of the bagpipes in the off room there. They do need to warm up and tune up, and while they're doing that, I want to make a few announcements to give them that opportunity and to share with you a couple of things. First of all, I want to remind you about the reception following the program. It's down at the Ponderosa, and we have 1 keg of green beer for those that were interested. And we have lots of hors d'oeuvres, and then of course coffee and all other beverages are available, and it should be a lot of fun. We're also going to be having a sing-along down there. Ev Olson will be joining us, and Joanne, and we have the electric piano is going to go with us, which is one of the real pluses. How many times have you done something in some room in town and wished that you'd had a piano? And now one's available for us. So we will be doing a sing-along, and I've made up some song sheets, and Margot Kinney over here just helped me so much today, and I really do appreciate that. And I'll tell you right now that Mark Case from Case Coffee Center donated all of the coffee work and the paper and everything for this endeavor. You see, we're hoping this isn't just the beginning and the end. We want to get something started. That every St. Patrick's Day we'll have, well, not the part where I buy the beer. We don't want to start keep that one going, you know. But I thought I'd spring for it once, you know, just to get you a taste for it. And then we'll go no host, okay? And we will, you know, and then every St. Patty's Day, whether it's in the middle of the week or whatnot, we can get together for a few hours and we'll have the sing-along sheets and really do the Green Day up proud. And I do appreciate their help on that. Also, you may have noticed, I hope that everyone had the opportunity to sign the pages in the guest book. We have a tradition in our family, the Goodwin household, well represented here this evening, I'm proud to say. And that is, it doesn't cost you anything to come and visit us. but it costs you your autograph to get out. We ask everybody to sign in our guest book when you come to our home. Some of them usually say, again? You know, I'm a regular here. I think Burnham's got the award last year for the most signatures, the most autograph times. But we do like it because most often it's always an event when a friend comes by to visit, and that's special to us. And we have little tiny baby, not Fendi, but Farrah and Mindy footprints in our guest book, and handprints and drawings from children. And one of my very favorite ones is right from Joanne's family. Her daughter Shelley was here to visit, and it's written her name and addresses in Braille in our book. So they're very special to us, the autographs of our friends. And so if you didn't have an opportunity to sign in the book, please try to do it. We'll have them down at the reception as well. But also there is a little sheet in your folder, in your book, you may have been wondering about. Well, that serves two purposes, that little slip of paper. One is if you haven't signed the book, you could sign in on that and then leave it on your chair or on the table, and we'll see that it goes into the book. The other is, Joanne and I have kind of a little announcement we want to make. For a long time I have been thinking about doing a professional vocal tape, and I think we're getting it together. And of course I couldn't do it without Joanne right there with me and accompanying me. And it's not, Hollywood didn't come after us, I'm sorry to say. They didn't beat the doors down to us. They haven't heard of us yet, I don't think. Although we're getting pretty famous around Green Creek area. But we really thought that we should do something quick before we can't do it anymore, right? That's what we really thought. But we've got it arranged, and it's just now a matter of putting in a lot of hard work and hours and pulling it together. But we're very proud to make that announcement this evening, that tape is going to be available. It's due to be released sometime this summer. Hopefully around Old Fashioned Sunday is what we have in mind. But just to bolster our confidence a titch, or just to get an idea, if any of you think that you would be interested in having a tape, please fill out the little sheet of paper, and there's 3 little boxes there, yes, no, maybe. And I would really appreciate your response. We won't take any no's seriously, trust me. We're going to do it anyway. But it would help us with just a little bit of advanced planning if we had a little idea of what we're talking about in numbers. So if you are interested, or either way, we'd appreciate you letting us know. And again, you can just lay that on your chairs or whatever. So has it been 5 minutes? Are they with us? Oh, wonderful. Our special guests are here. And again, I need to tell you how much it means to me to have them come. We don't get to have pipe music down here very often. And these gentlemen and their wives made a lot of special effort to come and be with us tonight. And they're going to share some music with you and tell you a little bit about their organization and their traditions and customs. So I would like to give to you from the Border Highlanders, John Annandale and Jack Gilbert.
Border Highlanders began about 1978 in Moscow with 1 or 2 pipers, and then it grew into several. And mainly it's comprised of university professors and graduate students. Usually we can field half a dozen pipers and about 3 drummers for any given event, and we usually play for homecoming parades and other social events like that around Moscow, Poland area. It's always been a lot of fun for me to play with this band, and especially with a piper that's as accomplished as the one we have this evening. I think I probably first fell in love with pipes when I watched an old movie with Yul Brynner in it. The name of it was The Buccaneer, and they played all the blue bonnets over the border in that movie. And then they used to have Trail BC Pipe Band come down here for the fair parade. And I remember at one time, my brother and I, when we had a Model A Ford, gave one of them a ride to the parade and almost lost him off the running board on it. But nonetheless, it was still a real thrill to hear them play. And so we're going to put on a little show for you right now. and I hope you really enjoy it. Thank you.
That was a requested song, and it was a lot of fun. Now we're going to move into the Irish and their country. And probably one of the neatest surprises that came to me, or probably the most emotional, one of the most emotional surprises as I prepared for this concert, was this song, Wearing of the Green. Because that song I've always thought was just kind of a flip little, you know, they're hanging men and women for wearing of the green. But I don't think that there's any other Irish song that probably better depicts the plight of the Irish people and how difficult things were as England began to sort of take over their land and their life. And so this was one of my favorite discoveries. And I'm going to have a drink of water before I start.
St. Patrick's Day no more will keep his collar can't be seen. For there's a bloody law again for wearing of the green. I met with Lord Tanley and he took me by the hand, and he said, "Oh dear old Ireland, and how does she stand? She's the most distressful country that ever you have seen. They're hanging men
did immigrate to America, many of them, and it wasn't all as easy here as they might have hoped. And so, understandably, they spent quite a little bit of time singing about going back, and these next two songs reflect that. There's a pretty spot in Ireland I've always claimed for my land, where the fairies and the blarney will never, never die. It's the land of the shillelagh. My heart goes back daily to the girl I left behind me when we kissed and said goodbye. Where the river Shannon's flowing, where the three-leaf shamrock grows, where my heart is, I am going to my little Irish rose. And the moment that I meet her, with a hug and kiss I greet her, for there's not a calling sweeter where the river Shannon flows. Sure, no letter I'll be mailing, for soon will I be sailing, and I bless the ship that takes me to my dear old Erin shore. And I'll settle there forever, I leave the home and never, and I whisper to my sweetheart, come and take my name as Lord. Where the river Shannon's flowing, where the three-leaf shamrock grows, where my heart is, I am going to my little Irish rose. And the moment that I meet her, with a hug and kiss I greet her, for there's not a calling sweeter where the river Shannon flows. This is for you, LaVon. I can't see you, but I know you're out there. I'll take you home again, Kathleen, across the ocean wide and wide, to where your heart has ever been. had it upside down. The next group is about the Irish Colleens. Now, they love, Colleen, of course, are the ladies, and they love the ladies, and they had such a wonderful variety of names. Now, we've already met Kathleen, and then you have Mary, the Rose of Tralee, and then you have Rosie, and then you have Sweet Rosie O'Grady, and then you have Peg of My Heart, and Peggy O'Neill, and Peggy, and then you have your Bedelia. Now, the Bedelia was another wonderful surprise to me. My granddad used to sing Bedelia to me all the time. I thought he'd made it up. I thought nobody'd really write this song. And I'm going through the music, and all of a sudden, there is Bedelia. There's a little Irish lady with a winning, roguish way, who has set my heart a-bumpin' and a-jumpin' all the day. She's the flower of Killarney with a Tipperary smile. She's the best that ever came from Erin's Isle. And I find myself a-singing all the while. Bedelia, I wanna steal ya. Bedelia, I love you so. I'll be your to bring out, no calling collection would be complete without this wonderful ballad. And I have to get my good friend Johnny O'Swain out here. Okay, this very sweet ballad, Ollie Malone.
City where girls are so pretty, I first set me eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh.
O'Swain has to get himself ready. He's going to do this wonderful recitation for you about the hard Irish working man and his plight.
Learned I have to get my glasses on, too. Great America. The Irish working man, he came to America. He came off as a simple farmer, oftentimes, and he came to work in the big city, and he had a little problem occasionally, and this is a note that Taddy wrote to his boss about some of the problems he had as a working man. So, here's the note Taddy wrote to his boss. Dear sir, I write this note to tell you of my plight. For at the time of writing, I am not a pretty sight. My body is all black and blue, my face a deathly gray. And I wrote this note to tell you why Taddy's not at work today. Whilst working on the 14th floor, some bricks I had to clear. To throw them down from such a height was not a good idea. The foreman wasn't very pleased, the bloody awkward saw. He said I'd have to cart them down the ladders in my hod. Now clearing all those bricks by hand, it was so very slow. So I hoisted up a barrel and secured a rope below. But in my haste to do the job, I was too blind to see that a barrel filled with building bricks was heavier than me. So when I untied the rope, the barrel fell like lead. And clinging tightly to the rope, I started up instead. I shot up like a rocket, till to my dismay I found That halfway up I met the bloody barrel coming. The barrel broke my shoulder as to the ground it sped. And when I reached the top, I banged the pulley with my head. I hung on tightly, numb with shock from this almighty blow. And the barrel spilled out half its bricks, 14 floors below. Now, when those bricks had fallen from the barrel to the floor, I then outweighed the barrel and started down once more. Still clinging tightly to the rope, my body racked with pain. When halfway down, I met the bloody barrel once again. The force of this collision halfway up the office block caused multiple abrasions and a nasty state of shock. Still clinging tightly to the rope, I fell towards the ground, and I landed on the broken bricks the barrel had scattered around. I lay there groaning on the ground. I thought I'd passed the worst, but the barrel hit the pulley wheel and then the bottom burst. A shower of bricks rained down on me. I hadn't got a hope. As I lay there bleeding on the ground, I let go of the bloody barrel. Then being heavier, it started down once more and landed right across me as I lay there on the floor. It broke 3 ribs and my left arm, and I can only say that I hope you understand why Patty's not at work today.
So much for the fun-loving Irish. Now we're going to get down to some serious drama.
Mistress Muffin gave a party just about a week ago. Everything was plentiful, the Murphys, they're not slow. They treated us like gentlemen, we tried to act the same. Only for what happened, well, it was an awful shame. When Mrs. Murphy took the children into trial spot, she found a pair of overalls in the bottom of the pot. Tim Nolan, he got ripping mad, his eyes were bulging out. He jumped up on the piano, and loudly he did shout,
Who threw the overalls in Mistress Murphy's chowder?
nobody spoke, so he shouted all the louder.
It's an Irish trick, it's true, I can lick the mitt through. The overalls in Mistress Murphy's chowder.
They dragged the pans from out the pot and laid them on the floor. Each man swore upon his life he'd ne'er seen them before. They were plastered up with mortar and were worn out at the knees. That they
one more.